No, 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 no! Honey Boy is the kind of film that hurts to watch, and that's entirely the point. Shia LaBeouf's brutal act of therapy on screen is a tight and emotional autobiographical exercise that's really just as much about what it doesn't include as what it does. As with any autobiographical film, the biggest question that surrounds it is how much really happened. Well, Otis, the film's analog for Shia, is a child star who lives in a motel with his ex-rodeo clown dad while shooting a kids' TV series. This is pretty much exactly the story of LaBeouf's early days in Hollywood starring in Even Stevens. This authenticity and apparent honesty are at the heart of what makes Honey Boy special. From the outset, the story seems dedicated to being uncomfortably real with Otis's hard-living Hollywood lifestyle, ending with him in rehab before the credits have even rolled.
You don't know how good I am at what I do!
It was this real-life stint that led the actor to create Honey Boy as a rehab-mandated form of catharsis, and to that end, it seems incredibly successful. LaBeouf spills his proverbial guts on the page, sharing some of the most terrible and intimate traumas of his life. LaBeouf also gives a career-best performance as his own narcissistic and bitter father, James, filling the role with anger and sadness. Though Otis is our in-character and the film is titled Honey Boy after the pet name James has for his son, the film is arguably about James and LaBeouf's perception of him, and ultimately about LaBeouf coming to terms with the toxicity of the relationship that so clearly shaped him. But it's what the film leaves out that makes it hard to decipher the murky message LaBeouf is trying to send. Throughout the narrative, LaBeouf and director Har'el hammer home the fact that many abusers have been abused or traumatized, yet the actor decided not to include his own abusive behavior. Despite the fact that we see the abuse enacted on him so clearly and painfully, it never touches on LaBeouf's own history of being an abuser in his relationships, which has been widely documented by the press like so much of the rest of his life. Ultimately, this is his story to tell, and he and Har'el tell it well. But as the film comes to its strangely saccharine end that leaves you wanting, it seems like maybe there's a different version of Honey Boy somewhere that more directly shines a light on the impact of this relationship on LaBeouf.
You wouldn't be here if I didn't pay you.
Honey Boy is a really good film. Har'el directs it beautifully, and the pair offer up something that feels both classic and boundary-pushing when it comes to the idea of what an autobiographical film can be. The performances are electric to watch, and Har'el creates a visually engaging world that perfectly captures the childlike confusion and nervy excitement of living with an abusive parent. Where Honey Boy stumbles is in the complexity of adapting someone's real life, but ultimately, that messiness is real, and without it, Honey Boy likely wouldn't exist. For more reviews, check out what we thought of Dr. Sleep and The Irishman. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.